What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rosie Wrestling. My name is Seth.
And I'm Massa.
And today we're back with another edition of Views from Rosie. And we're going to be reviewing Raw, last night's Raw. And let's just go right into the review. We're going to start off with the Bray Wyatt promo. And one thing about this promo was, this actually kind of made sense. Usually Bray talks in riddles, but here, just to the point. And it's crazy to think that 1 year from the Elimination Chamber, this man won the WWE title, and now he's just lower mid-carder at this point. So that's crazy to think about. So then right after the Bray promo, we went right to Roman Reigns. And I think compared to Bray's promo, this felt a little bit more scripted. I thought his delivery was okay, but it was just very generic. But we go into Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns, and the winner gets to go into the Elimination Chamber. We all knew who was going to win this match. What did you think of this match, though?
So, again, going into it, we all knew that Roman Reigns was going to win, no doubt about it. But what I didn't know is that it was competitive. And I wasn't expecting it to seem like they gave us not even a percent, but just 0.5% chance that Bray's actually going to win this thing.
Yeah, Bray overall looked really good, and Reigns ended up winning with a spear, which was the worst spear I've ever seen. It actually looked like a clothesline. But nonetheless, Roman Reigns wins, and then right after the match, Matt Hardy shows up, does a twist of fate on Bray Wyatt. At this point, who cares, honestly? I'm basically losing hope in Matt Hardy. Hopefully that they do something similar to what TNA did. I understand it's woken instead of broken, but we still haven't seen, the things that we loved from TNA, like the Vanguard 1 and King Maxwell and Rebby and Senior Benjamin. So I want to see some of that stuff. That's what, made us fall in love with the broken character. But at this point, his feud with Bray Wyatt has been not that good. Afterwards, we have Finn Balor and the Balor Club come out. And this is actually what I like about what they're doing with these guys. See, you're having Finn team with Carl Anderson. It's kind of like what the New Day kind of do. We know Finn is a leader, but see, it makes the team feel more legitimate, basically. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, if they're being paired up with Finn. So yeah, I like that he's teaming up with the club, unlike the Miztourage, who are basically just the Miz's lackeys. Here, we know that Gallows and Anderson, they might not be Finn's equal, but at least they're just maybe a step below him. Finn ends up pinning Scott Dawson after a coup de grace. What'd you think of this match?
Well, this one was less exciting to me than the Roman and Bray match, but just the Revival, and Corey Graves already said this, but I swear I felt this. The Revival remind me so much of the Brain Busters, especially Arn Anderson. Just, it actually, I watched one of their matches recently, and I could see the parallels between them, and definitely shows that the Revival have so much potential, and we've been saying this for a few weeks now, but they need to run with them.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them losing against Finn and Carl Anderson, but afterwards we have a Bayley-Sasha promo. Bayley isn't the best actress. Her delivery isn't really that good, but I felt like this was a pretty decent promo. Kind of maybe a little bit of a more aggressive side of Bayley, telling Sasha, I know I can beat you, which we've seen in the past. But yeah, nothing special from this promo, because soon we have Bayley versus Asuka. But before that, we go to Cruiserweight Tag Action. Cedric Alexander teaming up with Mustafa Ali against Tony Nese and Drew Gulak. And Rockstar Spud was on commentary. What did you think of this match altogether?
Well, first, I want to say that I think he's now Drake Maverick. I think that he's going to do so much for the Cruiserweight division. Already, they're giving them a little bit more attention, which I really appreciate. And I think that he has a lot of charisma, and he will be able to put at least just a little bit more thought into 205 Live. But as for a match, it's been a while since we have seen Cruiserweight action on Raw. For some reason, we haven't seen them actually wrestle and featured, even on they're always on the pre-shows, of course, but this is the first time they had time. It was nothing special, but I'm just happy that 205 Live or the Cruiserweights are getting some attention on Raw, and it's not just Enzo's promo. Now it's actually a match and featuring more of the Cruiserweights.
I think it's a good idea to have the tournament, because now it makes people tune in a little bit more.
And there's surprises.
You get to see surprises, or you get to see guys from NXT that you've been following for a while. But yeah, overall this match though was kind of nothing. Cedric Alexander wins via lumbar check on Drew Gulak. And lumbar check, it's easily one of the best moves in the WWE right now. Cedric has an amazing delivery, and Drew Gulak is probably the best at selling that move.
So now we have Kurt Angle in the ring, and also Alexa Bliss does come out to join him, and he's talking about the Elimination Chamber and how for the first time we're gonna have a women's Elimination Chamber match. He actually reveals the competitors, and it's Bayley, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville of Absolution, Mickie James, and Sasha Banks. I was surprised that there was no Nia Jax originally, but Kurt actually did say that if Nia Jax beats Asuka at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, she will be added to the match at Mania against the champion and Asuka, which is a big deal, but I don't really think that, that's going to happen because,
she's not going to win it. But yeah, I thought this was actually a great promo. Alexa came out and she kind of took digs at Brock Lesnar, saying, why does Brock get a day off, but I have to defend it? And, I'm hoping we get to see a new gimmick with Alexa Bliss. She's been kind of stale for the past few months. I want to see this, feminist gimmick, like, oh, everyone's sexist, all men are terrible. But some feminists do have a lot of good points about, how women don't get equal rights and stuff like that, and they also focus sometimes on men's issues. There's a lot of feminists as well that are just the complete opposite, who just blame men for everything and stuff like that. I want to see Alexa Bliss go in that direction. I think that'd be really funny. But also, I like how WWE didn't insult our intelligence. Kurt Angle mentioned that Bliss hasn't defended her title since TLC, which is true. So honestly, she's been an awful champion. It's no fault of her own, honestly. She hasn't defended the title at all. So yeah, I really like this promo from both Kurt and Alexa. But at the end, he got the crowd chanting yes. So Alexa will be defending the title at Elimination Chamber. We go on to Asuka versus Bayley. What do you think of this match compared to Asuka versus Sasha last week?
See, I think that Asuka versus Sasha was a better match, technically, but also the story here was really cool because Asuka beat Bayley a few years ago in NXT, and that's where she started her reign as champion. So this is kind of coming full circle in a way. So I really like that story, and it was relatively competitive. I think that now they're giving her more people that are more competitive, and it's going to be a closer match, just like how it was with Sasha last week.
But as for this match, though, I have to say, what more does Asuka have to prove? She's beaten the whole entire Raw roster. There has not been one person that she's not faced. She's beaten them all. It just makes me think that whoever wins at the Elimination Chamber will not be going against Asuka at all. I think she's going to be going in the Charlotte direction, and it'll be Asuka Charlotte at Mania. But as for the Raw title, I feel like they should have either Bayley or Sasha win it and have them go against each other at Mania.
See, what I was thinking is, so if she is unstoppable, and we already know that she is, and there's no one that's gonna break her streak anytime soon, but it's gonna have to be broken one day. So who do you think should have the pleasure of breaking Asuka's streak?
You could argue Charlotte because she's, the biggest women's competitor right now. But I feel like it's too early for her because I think Asuka needs to hold the belt for a good year. But honestly, I think it should be Ember Moon. There's already story to be told. Ember Moon failed twice against Asuka before in NXT, but now you have her come to the main roster and maybe win next year's Women's Royal Rumble and go on to beat Asuka at Mania. I feel like it would be a good story, and it would be really big for Ember, make her a huge star if they beat Asuka. It could also be Ronda Rousey, which I could understand that decision as well. But yeah, for me, I'd say Ember Moon.
So now we have the A-lister, The Miz comes out, and there was no Curtis Axel, which I thought was really funny. It was just Bo Dallas, but same thing with Jinder and Samir Singh. So.
Well, I mean, Samir has an injury, but we don't know about Curtis. He might have something.
But he's talking about how he's gonna win the Elimination Chamber and beat Brock Lesnar at Mania. Next we have Well,
actually, before we get into the next match, I also want to talk about one thing in the promo. He did talk about ratings, and that's something we never see on WWE television. He was saying that Raw 25 was one of the most highest rated Raws in the past 3 years. You never hear anybody talking about ratings, ever. So I think, again, another thing that I have to commend the WWE for, they're not insulting our intelligence. We know all this stuff. We read the dirt sheets. We know about ratings. So I feel like it was a good idea to have Miz mention the ratings. But yes, so after that we go with Miz against Apollo Crews, Elimination Chamber qualifier.
Yeah, so in this match though, Crews looked pretty strong. There was, again, a little part of me that thought, just are they really going to build up Apollo Crews? Like, is he going to win? It's The Miz. He's not going to beat The Miz cleanly on Raw. But it, again, was really competitive, and there were a bunch of near falls. I feel like Raw recently, they're given more times, more near falls, and better quality matches altogether.
Yeah, Apollo looked overall pretty good. Past 2 weeks, he's looked really good. Last week in the tag match, this week against The Miz. And Miz didn't need help. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Apollo Crews. He's a lower mid-carder. And I know Miz is a nasty heel who always needs help. But here, it's okay. Miz doesn't always need help. Makes him look pretty good, Afterwards, we have a promo with Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle, and Seth Rollins. Jason Jordan is not clear to compete, which, he has been hurt, and we've heard all the rumors about him having a neck injury. And Seth Rollins, he's kind of blaming Jason Jordan and like in a kayfabe sense, like that doesn't make any sense. Like this guy's injured, like you can't do anything about it. So Seth Rollins being a little bit whiny, but Roman Reigns is there. He's ready to team up with his boy Seth for the tag titles, which leads us to the tag match. The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro against Rollins and Reigns. Overall, Reigns took a back seat. I mean, he did compete earlier in the match, but it was a good fast pace, I thought. And I thought overall it was a fun match to watch. But Jason Jordan came out. Some would say that, why is Jordan out there? Like, because he's not going to win the titles if Seth and Roman win it. But I feel like, he wants to be part of this Shield so bad.
He's trying to seem like the Dean Ambrose, because Dean Ambrose isn't here. But the Bar actually are like, well, this situation sucks. So they actually tried to leave. And, champion's advantage. They're not going to lose the belts if they do walk out. But Jason Jordan actually punched, I think it was Cesaro in the face.
I think he punched both of them.
Probably punched both of them in the face and got them disqualified, which, of course, angered Seth. And we get to see a little bit on that later.
Yeah, Seth and Roman were pissed off, and Jordan, I don't really know what the plans are for Jordan. I don't know if he's going to be out for an extended period of time. I don't know if they're building for Jordan Rollins at Mania. I don't know if Kurt Angle is going to have a singles match at Mania, if he's going to be involved somehow. But overall, I really like what they're doing with him, and hopefully I wish him a speedy recovery, because you don't want to hear injuries about anybody. Afterwards, we have a Nia Jax promo. Really nothing special here. She's just talking about how she's going to beat Asuka and make her the Empress of yesterday. Really cheesy stuff. Sometimes I wonder who writes this crap.
Nia Jax did go against some enhancement talent, and of course this was a squash match. That's what they're intended for. So nothing really special there. But next we have Sonya Deville versus Mickie James. And I'm kind of upset, and I was actually telling you about this yesterday, how Mickie James is one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time, and she's just constantly seemed like an afterthought. But she actually did win with a roll-up against Sonya Deville, which, again, roll-up, I guess they want to make Sonya look a little bit strong, but still I feel like they should build up Mickie a little bit more. But in the end, the Absolution actually got really pissed and started beating her up, and Alexa Bliss came out and helped Mickie, which I don't really get. I don't know what's going on here. It was kind of odd. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah, Alexa saves Mickie. I'm not really sure what to think of this. Is this like an Alexa Bliss face turn? Is this like going to lead to a Mickie James heel turn? I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't really understand the direction at all. But whatever. Next, we have the main event. Elias starts off with a song, obviously getting the heat on, I think they were in Des Moines, Iowa. And afterwards, Cena comes out, Strowman comes out as well. Triple threat match. The winner gets the last spot in the chamber match. Cena and Elias work together throughout the match, which I thought also made sense.
Against Braun, because Braun is the huge monster here.
Some cool spots in the match, like the attitude adjustment on the steps. And then you had Elias actually take advantage of...
He capitalized on... he actually pinned Cena, which I was super surprised when he did. But yeah, he took it, and he really reminded me of Edge, because Edge is the ultimate opportunist. So I like that. I like that heel tactic. And yeah, I was really surprised to see Elias win.
It is what it is. Elias took advantage. Cena was down for a good 7 or 8 seconds before the pin actually happened. So I'm surprised, they did it that way. But Elias wins his first main event win, or main event Raw, and he wins. So Strowman afterwards goes on his running power slam spree, doing it to Cena, doing it to Elias, doing it again. Overall, though, I'm very happy for Elias. One of my favorites on Raw right now. And hopefully he actually has a good showing at the chamber match. Hopefully maybe he gets a big elimination, or just in general looks strong and lasts a while. But that's it for the Raw review. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good Raw. Again, another week where there's just a lot of good matches. Like you said, they give them a lot of time. But yeah, overall, pretty decent Raw. Elimination Chamber looks pretty good. Tell us what you thought of Raw in the comment section below.
Thank you all for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below any suggestions that you have. We'll see you guys later. Bye.